Helps if I put myself in the show. I also love when I have guests on because I wear my headphones and I can actually hear the countdown music. Really amps me up. Anyways, guys, it's me. It's Michael B. Welcome to my makeup stream. I wasn't able to do this on Monday night because I was just getting in from my flight. Got in around 6 o'clock, had a work meeting immediately, like as soon as I got home. And I really wanted to spend some time with my wife and kids. Plus, they lost my luggage, so there was no stream Monday night. But we got to make up one tonight, and it's going to be so badass. I've got Travis here because I know you guys want to talk about some stuff. There's been some rumors circulating the community for the last couple of weeks about changes at Arcade1Up. It's all out in the open now, and we're going to talk about it tonight on Chillin' Chat with Michael B. What is happening, Travis?
Yeah, that was good. So the next time before we go live, make sure that you don't look at the button before you press it. So before we go live, let me tell you a little bit about this this XL that's coming out because I can't say it on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Are we live? Oh no!
Yeah, we're live now.
No, I didn't say that. No, sorry, no.
Anyways, it's been forever, man. Where you been? What's been happening?
I've been busy. I've been all over the place. And then next week I'm going to Austin, Texas. So I'm going to be even more all over the place.
Ooh, what are you doing there?
Some YouTubery stuff, which is what
YouTubery stuff?
YouTubery stuff, man. That's the stuff that really pays the bills.
Yeah, of course. Cell phone season, right?
It is. It's a big, and everyone's all up in arms about the whole iPhone 15 having problems and stuff. And it's very interesting right now. But yeah.
So I'm going to skip the 15 because I'm cheap and I buy my phone out and never ever, get new plans or anything.
Yeah.
But my mother-in-law and father-in-law are going to be picking up the 15. So I'm going to get to check it out pretty soon and see what it is. All this fuss about having a USB-C charger.
I mean, listen, it's pretty nice. Actually, the thing about it is you can do a lot of things with that USB charger. Like you can plug in a microphone, you can like all types of stuff. It's great. A little hard drive, all that stuff.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. This is actually a ruse. This is just talk about the iPhone 15 tonight. We screwed you.
You
all right. Yourself. So before we get too far, I'm not going to bring the chat up on the screen tonight like I usually do, guys. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm funny like that. But before we go too far, we do have a super chat here if I can go back that far. If not, I can't go back that far, it looks like, unfortunately. But we had a super chat her earlier from my buddy Kevin Clausen, $3 super chat. Mr. NBA Genie, give the people what they want. And Travis, you watch AEW?
I mean, every so often, but I know you got to give the people what they want.
You got to give the people what they want. Thank you so much, Kevin Clausen. As always, I always appreciate you seeing here and fanning the flames of anger for people with those super chat pinball money videos. I love it. I will put people up on the screen. I like getting people engaged and being able to join the conversation.
I like to get closer to people.
Plus it pushes you closer to me, and that's what I like.
How am I right here? So I got my hand up.
Anyways, Travis, so I won't dawdle too much, but I did want to get into it. So you came on my show a while back and you said things were going to be changing with Arcade1Up. You mentioned that. In fact, I have a clip here. Do you want me to show that?
Yeah, let's talk about how all the things that people are up in arms about are things that I actually hinted at over almost 2 months ago. Go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, Travis sent me this earlier, by the way. So let me just bring it up for you guys here now. A clip. So I'm going to bring this up on screen. Hopefully people can still see us. And I'm going to take it off screen because I realized I did not add audio because I am a professional YouTuber. Share tab audio. I did.
You're like those streamer guys.
Yeah. Travis last night. Did you star all the questions? And I was like, nope. Forgot to do that. All right. So let's play this for the people. This is a clip.
I can't hear anything. Did you get the audio again? I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Does anyone else hear anything? Maybe it's just me.
You tell me if the people at home can hear, because I did add the audio tab.
Okay.
Please, dear God, tell me I did it right. Anyways, Travis, you're going to have to reread it.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, they couldn't hear it either. Yeah. So
son of a.
This professional YouTube life you got.
This professional YouTube life. Share system audio.
The only thing I hear is I can't hear anything.
One more goddamn time. Tell me if you hear now.
Be more changes coming.
Anything?
For sure. And it'll be interesting to see how this community handles it. I think ultimately there will be a little bit of turmoil for a while, and then everyone will forget as soon as the next. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. There will be more changes coming for sure, and it'll be interesting to see how this community handles it. I think ultimately there will be a little bit of turmoil for a while, and then everyone will forget as soon as the next.
That's the best I can do. I don't know what's going on.
That's fine. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. So basically, I've known about all this stuff for a very long time. And the thing is, the nice thing about this is, I mean, there's bad things, right? Like I personally don't like it when anyone like loses their job, like just on a personal level. I just don't like that. There's something about it that just makes me feel kind of not good.
No, it's never good to see someone lose their job. There's no reason to celebrate that.
No, I don't think it's good. Having said that, I've known about all this stuff for a good long time now, and it's all stuff that happened around the time that we did that show.
Yeah.
And then, of course, after that show, so that show was really interesting because after that show, I went to bed, and I had a good time on here. It was great. We talked about a lot of things, had a good laugh. It was great. And then I woke up the next day, and I had a bunch of messages, which, it's not necessarily unusual, but they were all about like Arcade1Up, which I thought was really interesting. And I was like, what do they want? It must have been something I said last night. I guess they're pissed, but it didn't matter to me because I'm like, I'm out. So it didn't mean, sorry if you're upset. I mean, I know at this point, nothing you can do about it. And I'm like, okay, well, they said, oh, they want to talk to you. They want to make sure that you are not leaving because of something or other. I'm like, all right. I don't know what they're going to tell me that's going to make me feel like I want to hang out because, I was kind of done. And then I had that conversation and it went exactly the opposite way that I thought it would go. And it was kind of surprising to me because ultimately, all the things that I think used to be a part of the, some of the decisions that were, the thing is, the one thing I don't know, which I'll just be transparent, is why certain things work differently now than they did back then. You could point to some things and go, it must be that, but I don't even know if that's true. The only thing I can tell you is it is a way different company now than it was just a couple of months ago, like astronomically different. And for whatever reason that is, I was like, okay. So I asked them to talk to U and B. I said, look, and then I talked to U and B, and I said before this, I go, listen, I'm going to have them talk to you and give me a read on this. Am I not hearing what I'm hearing right? Like, this sounds a little too good to be true. Give me your read. And both U and B had calls, and you can say a little bit about like how you felt about it. Yeah.
Well, I went into it, hopeful after talking to you, and I met with the people at Arcade1Up. Basically I talked to Cyrus and I talked to Davin, and they really listened. They listened to what I thought could be different done in the community. They talked about what they wanted to see going forward, and it was interesting because we were always under the impression that it's a company that doesn't really want to do things with the community, and it was very different. And I had a sense of that before going into this meeting because when was it? Was it when you guys were at the fighting place? What is it called? I'm sorry,
Evo.
I'm not a big fan. Evo. Yeah, so one night we were just messing around and we had Cyrus on the phone, and
Mhm.
Cyrus thought it was like the coolest thing in the world that he had this group of, YouTubers talking to him on the phone and he could ask him questions. He was like, I didn't know we could do that. So the call I had with Davin and Cyrus also continued that path, and it was good. I came back and I was like, this seems like a positive thing. I'm interested as long as it keeps being positive like this.
Yeah, and I see Glenn in the chat. Glenn, my relationship with Glenn is still really good. Like I love Glenn.
I love Glenn
I've
too.
known Glenn since 2018, and a lot of people don't realize that. He was hurt by the company, and I feel bad about that. The people that are in the company now are not the people that hurt him. And I should say that the people who, let's just say that the relationship with him, with Glenn and Arcade1Up is unfortunate what happened. And I would never ask him to do anything he didn't want to do. He's having great success right now. I'm super hyped for the things he's doing with New Wave Toys. I'm super hyped. He has a company that's kicking ass. Like I message him all the time. I email him all the time when he launches something. Dude, I'm so proud. I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited for you. Glenn's been that dude forever. He's been around forever. But I think he is not under. He doesn't really know exactly what's going on in the moment, and we'll see what happens in the future. I'm not really. I know he's hurt, so Glenn, just know that it's me, my friend, and you never have to worry about me or my loyalties or whatever. I love Glenn. I love Glenn. Glenn, by the way, was the first person I told that I was doing Arcade1 update. I emailed him like an hour or two before live. He was the first person I knew. So we have a great relationship, but I know he's hurt. But trust me, that's a conversation that I want to have with him maybe next year. But I'm super happy and super excited to see what he's doing with New Wave Toys. He's got such a passion for the community, and I love that. And I try to be that for this community. In a weird way, of course, I'm not nearly as talented as he is, but I'm trying to be like the guy Glenn is for the overall community for this community. So I'm just trying to do that sort of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm going to pump up Glenn's tires a little bit here too. So you forgot to mention, Glenn just got the SNK license for his new, it's like build a stick that you can also put in a cardboard stick. The, I forget what it's called. The Hall Effect joystick that he's got, the Ikari Warriors actual joystick. So that's like so badass that companies like that, like a company like SNK will throw their support behind like a small independent company like Glenn has. That speaks volumes to his reputation.
Glenn,
right?
Glenn is a hustler. That dude knows. Yeah. He's been making hardware for a long time, and he knows what he's doing. And it seems like his momentum is putting him in a position that is very, very good. I love that. And I love the passion he has, and he knows I got his back all day, every day. But anyway, we should go back to the other stuff. It's not to, I just want to acknowledge.
Oh, I thought we were just going to talk about Glenn for the next 15 minutes.
We can, but I want to just acknowledge him and let him know that
Glenn is also top-notch dude, because when we were at the convention, I had a booth and I was like, oh, sit here all day. Like, I wanted to go enjoy the convention, and it was awesome. It was awesome meeting people and stuff like that. But Glenn kept me entertained the whole time in the booth next to me. And poor Glenn lost his voice, like talking to people about his products and shit like that. And I had a couple people beside me that friends that came up, and everybody loved his shotgun. Like, so
yeah, I've heard about that. I actually heard about that, and someone emailed me ironically about some stuff from I was on probably was on Cornercade the other day. Emailed me some stuff and was like, hey, thank you for doing this stuff for me, blah blah, and it mentioned Glenn, and I'm like, look, I've known Glenn for a long time. We're friends. It's something that I want to acknowledge and at the very least have a much better working situation, whatever that looks like. But there's too many things going on at the end of this year. He's launching all types of stuff. He just can't have it's not the right time. But Glenn and I are friends. We're always going to be in communication, and I want that, if nothing else, to be kind of the thing. And he was done wrong many times, but now that I have a lot more control over how A1Up deals with the community, I have a lot more control. That will be corrected moving forward.
So what's your position there now? You're the Grand Poobah? Is that what it is?
Poobah and Invisible Illuminati member.
All right. Really quickly, Travis, I'm sorry. We got to do this because we have to give the people what they want. Here we go. Hey, Glenn, I did not feel you up all day. Give it up. So Kevin Clausen asks $3 super chat. Hi, Mike. Besides P-Dubs, who else is a smoker? Well, I was smoking, but I'm going back into hiding now. Me and my wife are going to give it up again. And I can't tell on anybody else that may or may not have been smoking in the house, even though we did have to pay a $250 smoking in the Verbo fee afterwards. So it was brutal. But you know what'll help with that $250 smoking in the Verbo fee? This super chat from Kevin Clausen. Look, I almost did a 19K Fox one there. But you got to give the people what they want. See,
I think there's another super chat too. I don't want you to miss that.
Oh, yeah, there's more. Don't worry. We're going to see lots of pinball here in a second. $4.99 super chat from Console Fanboy. I was thinking the head guy at PlayStation left too. Does that mean PlayStation is over? Maybe 1UP is not over. Really questioning everything now. Of course not. CEOs, all that stuff changes all the time, Console Fanboy. You made a good video, though, all the same. You did send it to me. I watched it. So good show, man. Thank you very much for the super chat. That PlayStation guy had to go. The minute he came out and he was like, hey, we are doubling the prices of PlayStation Plus to give you a better service. And I was like, the service couldn't be worse than it already is, you son of a bitch.
I love how they get hacked and the next day he's like, I'm out, by the way.
I'm out. By the way, so much seedy stuff is going to come out.
Insane.
Thank you so much, Zohar. And guess what, my man? I don't know. I think I got to make them longer again. People told me to give it up, but I think I might need to make them longer again. I think it's just too short a touch. And we got another one here from Messiah's Gaming. Glenn makes good products. I'm excited for his shotgun. A lot of the people at the convention were telling me Glenn had a really good shotgun. They enjoyed playing with it. So,
oh my gosh, all the female set or what? What's going on there? They all like
honestly,
the shotgun.
Honestly, the shotgun was really a show stealer at the event. Like everybody stopped by and they were like, "Oh my god, there's a shotgun here!" So, thank you very much for the super chat, Messiah, and just for you. They are too short. I'm 100% sure that they're too short.
He's full of regret.
They need to be longer. I need to go back and make them longer again. So many people were just upset. They were upset about the super chats. I don't know what to say. See, another person. That shotgun was really nice. All right. So where were we? We were talking about.
Let's rewind. I got sidetracked because I love Glenn and I saw him and he was upset, and I just want to acknowledge him and let him know that like I love him and we can always have a talk. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Hold on, JR. Thank you very much. Big super chat. Thank you very much, JR. Smoking in the Verbo, like out back in the patio, doesn't count, right? That's what they busted us for. They found one cigarette in the grass, and they're like, bam, $250. And I was like, son of a. Thank you very much for the super chat, JR. You got to give the people what they want. Here's a longer one. That's my They Live touch to it. That's for my moderator, Jason Little Alien. Was there a cig in the grass or was it just grass? No, there was a cig in the grass. Busted.
Dang. Yeah. They were really combing the place.
Oh yeah, they were brutal. But I guess that's how they do it.
Oh, like, look, man, we saw that stream.
Yeah, but they don't know we had a party there too, so we didn't get hit with that extra fee yet. All right, so come on, Mike. Focus. So what happened was we had our meetings. I can't speak for B, but I'll speak for B. B felt similar to the rest of us. He was like, yeah, this seems like a really cool thing. So we decided to give it a try. We were going to go do it. And that's really how that first thing came about. You were pretty quiet at first. You didn't really want to come out, say anything. And, me and B did that first show. But like I was trying to tell people that first show, like that 1UP show, that's more of Arcade1Up's flagship show, their marketing show. So they asked us to be on it, but it was really marketing that product. Going forward, how is that going to be done? Is that going to be them, or is that
Yeah.
still going to
So
be us? How's it going to work?
what a weird situation. And a lot of it was last second. So, first of all, I also want to acknowledge that the only reason that I was on the last show or even kind of come forward at all is because UNB told me that I should. I was like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be back in the shadows doing this stuff, trying to fix some stuff. But you were like, nah, you need to come forward. So I was like, all right. Obviously, One Update is your show. The reason why, you guys were on like that One Up show is because they were originally going to have a couple of marketing guys there. And then one of the marketing guys, like, he had a baby.
Yeah.
Not him, his wife. But so then all of a sudden they're like, short.
With him, though, not with somebody else, right?
I don't know. I don't know the story. I'm like, well, I wasn't there. So they were like, can we get somebody? I'm like, okay, let me ask Michael. Michael's a good guy. So, I think personally, I think you're just the One Update guy, but it's a very complicated thing because they want to do a lot of different streams.
Yeah.
I am, and what I'm doing for them kind of specifically is it's all about, it all ends up being aimed towards the community, right? So everything I do has a community thing. And to be clear, like even most of today, when I should have been doing other things, like I have an entire sponsored video that's due this weekend, but instead of doing that, which I should have done, I was working on Arcade1Up stuff. Because I know the stuff I'm working on is stuff that the community is going to actually really like and appreciate. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have to balance this out, and tomorrow's going to be a grind day for me. No big deal. So for the rest of the year, a couple things. Number one, don't expect any new game announcements for the rest of the year. I mean, I think we've been really painfully clear about that, but some people seem like that's what they expect every time there's a stream. And it's like, no more new game titles for the rest of the year. You can't even buy all the things they've announced yet. Like you can't get the Galaga Deluxe, the NBA Deluxe, the Time Crisis. Like there's stuff that they announced that you can't even get yet. So what I'm going to be concentrating on mostly for the rest of the year are community level projects and then patches for older games. So I've been jumping around on the internet today, looking at a couple of different outstanding and sometimes very long issues. And hello to Reddit. I have been locked out of my Reddit account since 2018, so you will never see me there. But I did read the Reddit this morning, so hello, Reddit. And I opened up a bunch of tickets for a lot of things that I think need to get fixed. And it looks like a lot of things that need to get fixed are on a list of things that are actually pushing through, where previously it was just a list. Now it's like things are actually working because I've seen some of it.
So, yeah, and I'm sure people slaughter me for this, like, oh, you're trying to give Arcade1Up too much credit. Like, Arcade1Up before, like, I remember they said, like, we're going to do an update to Pac-Man 40th to take that Vaseline filter off. Never came, and the excuse was, hey, guys, listen, we're not going to sell Pac-Man 40th anymore, so we're not going to invest in it and stuff like that. Here they are going back and doing old games, not because it's going to help them sell more. They're doing it because they want to make sure that the people that have these cabs have a good experience. So good on them for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, there's one that's been a long-standing issue that's being worked on. It almost got announced during One Update, but they wanted to give it more time. That I'm excited for people. It's a game I don't even own, but I know the people that own it are have this complaint. And then there's other games that are out there that have these kind of long-standing complaints. And some are either in the process of being worked on or actually being looked into now. I mean, some of them I was like, some of this stuff isn't new. This is what's interesting. So when I had some of my later meetings and I would bring up things, I was like, well, so this is a long-standing kind of complaint from the community. And the answer was like, okay, we'll fix it, which is kind of interesting. Like it was so fast. It was almost too easy. And so far it's being done. Like I'm seeing the processes being done. So whatever had happened before the shakeup, again, I knew about the shakeup before I even went into these meetings because, again, I teased it on your show.
Yeah.
It's different now. It's completely different. And for whatever reason that is, I don't even care like what the reason is. I don't care. All I know is that things are actually moving. Today alone, I got a message about something that affects like 90% of the people who own an Arcade1Up and 90% of the people want fixed. And they're already like asking me questions about it. I'm like, what? So, I mean, every day I continually get kind of amazed.
So, Tech Buzz is here. A lot of people are saying get loud. I'm going to bring up something that if you can bring back to the team and see if there's any way they can get fixed. One of the real bones of contention for a lot of people was one of the best cabs they released, not last year, but the year before. In my opinion, it's right up on the Mount Rushmore of Arcade1Up cabs. is the Dragon's Lair cab. That thing is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's such a loud and passionate community out there that's saying there's an audio issue.
Yep.
And that one's tough because there's no Wi-Fi. So usually with the one no Wi-Fi cabs, they're like, we're going to wash our hands. If there's anything that you can do to try to help these people out.
That one's on the list. I already talked about that just the other day, as a matter of fact. As one of the many. Like, there's some of these that people have been complaining about for so long that I think they've given up that are being worked on. Like,
well, if they can fix Dragon's Lair, like, yeah, dear God, that needs to be done. That's awesome. We got a couple more.
What degree? Like, again, I don't know what to agree because the list is long, but I literally talked to Q&A about it the other day. And like, yeah, it's on our list. We're already looking at it.
So, console fanboy, you put a super chat in there. You have to understand that there's certain things we can't answer because of our NDAs and various agreements we have. But luckily, I do have an answer to this question because I asked Cyrus the exact same question the other day. I was like, so where the hell's David McIntosh? Is he still with you? And he was like, yes, David's my desk mate. We still talk all the time. So yes, David McIntosh is still with Arcade1Up. I don't know what he's doing there, but he works at a desk with Cyrus. They share a desk.
Yep, that's weird, but okay.
I asked the same question. It was just funny timing.
Yeah, it's good timing. Because wait, is that the Venom that everyone wants to buy?
Yeah, that's the Venom Patrick just picked up. I got to play it for the first time at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, and when I first played the Pro, I was like, I don't get it. It's a fast game, but I don't know if I love it. When I played the Premium and the extra toys were in there, I was like, yeah, this is fun. It's the one that everybody's kind of saying is like a pinball RPG. And like, I'm sure like a lot of those harsh, like, staunch pinball guys, they're like, no, it's not that great a game. Fan layout, there's nothing on it. But I thought it was pretty cool. But then again, I'm a novice pinball guy, right? So
how much is it?
The premium is $9,699.
Well, that's not as expensive as some of the other ones you guys have been talking about. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought it'd be more expensive than that.
Oh, and here's a $1.99 super chat from Toxin. Absolutely, Zohar, we hear you. He's heard that a lot. What are we gonna do for poor Zohar? How do we help him out? Just be patient. I don't know if you'll be satisfied, but just be patient. So
yeah,
I hear good things are happening.
I don't know that there is a way to satisfy him, to be perfectly honest. But just wait. Either way, I guess. I guess the answer is just wait.
Wait for more disappointment, my man.
We could give him $1 million, and I think he'd be like, "But it's not $1,000,001." Like, yeah, that's true. It's not. I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Well, anyways, Toxin, thank you very much for the support, my man. You got to give the people what they want. There it is. Travis, I'm going to stop doing that to you. I love it. I'm
doesn't matter to me. It's your show.
I'm going to keep doing it. I can't help myself. I think we're caught up. If I missed a super chat, guys, just let me know. I am very, very sorry, but trying my best here. Trying my best. Okay. This another Glenn comment here. Meeting so many people at the Cleveland Gaming Classic gave me classic. Was a true treat. Fantastic time. Thank you so much for the invite, Cleveland Gaming Expo. That was Cleveland Gaming Expo was awesome. You know who should have been there?
Who's that?
Arcade1Up. Remember how many times I told Cyrus? Cyrus.
I don't. I think for me, like, I want to know, especially for the group you went with. Are you guys going to different events like every year? Like you're just switching events? Or are you going to find like a home event that's like the thing?
I don't know if we'll ever find a home event. Everything is kind of like happenstance. So the way things happen, like the first time when we went to iArcade, it was only like a month before we went. And Michael Zvebeck wrote me and he was like, hey, we're having this Game Brew event. It'd be amazing if you could come. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like traveling's expensive. So I just checked the flights by a fluke. And the flights were only like $316 to Chicago for that weekend. And I was like, this is probably going to happen. So I mentioned it to the rest of the guys and they were like, screw it. Let's all go to Chicago. We can go to Galloping Ghost. We can do the iArcade thing. It'll be a great weekend. Maybe go see like a football game. So this one happened kind of similar. Leanne from Mac Games reached out to me and she said, hey, we're going to have a booth at this Cleveland Gaming Classic. You guys should come. So I mentioned to the guys, I was like, do you want to go to this event? And they were like, yeah. So we all made this plan to go because I found out At Games was going to be there. I talked to Michael again. He said, yeah, we go every year. iArcade does. So we'll be there. But for some reason, they didn't show up. I don't know what happened, but they didn't make it for some reason.
Interesting.
Well, it's because they closed down. And then New Wave Toys was there as well. So it was just awesome. All this stuff happening. I got to meet Tom, and I talked to Tom a bunch from the Cleveland Gaming Classic. Super nice guy. He asked me to be a special guest, and I was probably the worst special guest they ever had. But I sure do appreciate him, my man. Like I had a lot of fun. The convention was amazing.
Oh my gosh!
So we'll see what happens next year. We're looking at Texas Pinball Fest for March, but it's a little bit tight. We'll see what happens. Got to go again. I did something really bad the other night when we were on the show because I said, go check out Moat's channel, the 707. Yeah. I got mixed up when I said it. Messiah Gaming said Moat's crew should be called the 707 boys. So I retweeted it again today. Messiah's Gaming, I feel so bad. Moat, I am so sorry. Thank you very much for the super chat.
707 lives on.
707 forever. I'm sorry, Travis. I'm just completely going off the rails here with stuff. And here's another comment from Console Fanboy, $4.99 super chat. There's nothing you can do. I'm extremely sick in the head. Just accept it. I have. So there's your answer.
Okay.
All right, man. Thank you very much for the super chat, Zohar. All right, and just to clue up, I think we got another one here. Prince Malcolm. Glenn, we need a nest color scheme shotgun, so like a zapper. Oh, yeah. That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
Good idea, Prince Malcolm. Prince Malcolm, good to see you too, man. And for you, I've got a very special one. We're going to play the long one. I actually meant to take the long one out. And every time I do that, I fully expect to come back and you're gone. You're just like, I've had enough of this.
No, it's fine, man. I dig it.
All right. Here we go. So after that, we did our first show. Things went okay. And but at that time, this is where I want to go with this a little bit. At that time, rumors started circulating. Like I know that Tech Buzz had mentioned it. A lot of other people had mentioned it. They had some information that, they wanted to put out there. A lot of other people did as well about John no longer working with Arcade1Up.
Yep.
And I know people were like grilling me. They were like, is John working with Arcade1Up? The community deserves to know. The people deserve to know. And I was just like, what do you want me to say, guys? I can't say anything. Like, I was told something in confidence.
He would tell you. He's the least shy guy in the community. Like, if you wanted to know, he would tell you.
Yeah. So
it's not my place to tell his business.
So that nothing came out from that, but people were speculating. When we did the show on Tuesday, Arcade1Up did confirm that John was no longer working there. That was not something we asked them to do. That was something they came out and said, this is something we want to say.
Yeah.
We didn't have that in our show notes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
And then the Scott stuff came out too. Is Scott still with Arcade1Up? And we didn't know. We didn't know at first. I think, Travis, you told me a little while ago, you might have known that Scott was gone.
I knew
right away.
A very long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That clip that I showed you at the beginning, I was implying a bunch of things, including that.
See, I thought that clip, and like when you were upset, it was mostly because John was gone. I had no clue about Scott.
You have to go back and watch that stream. I'm very intentional. I was talking about John in one thing, and then I was saying, and then the clip you played later was like, and what I literally said was, other things are gonna come out. It'll be interesting to see how the community reacts. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So I think at the end of the day, like, it's kind of irrelevant. I think at the end of the day, who cares? As long as your stuff, and I care for John because he's my buddy and I want him to be okay. Trust me, he's okay.
Yeah.
But like in the grand scheme of like, if you want to buy new products, who cares who's running it as long as it's being run correctly? And I don't think it's as important as some people think. It's important that whoever's in charge, I don't care what their name is doing the right thing. Not that it's this person that you've always known about or this person. That part's irrelevant. It's like, are we going the right direction? If so, cool.
Yeah.
The rest is like, who cares? Like, who cares?
Exactly. I mean, as long as the products come out, they're good.
I mean, it could be Scooby-Doo for all I give a crap as long as everything.
No, if they come out with a Scooby-Doo, I'm going to have some questions on whether it was a good decision or not.
I don't mean a Scooby-Doo cab. I mean if Scooby-Doo is running it.
Yeah. So I hope that this is a fresh new direction for Arcade1Up in the sense that a lot of the issues that were happening before now get brought to the forefront, and they're going to work harder to make a better product that people are going to be reliable to and make sure that the community is happy. That's my hope. Like there's still
I'm a smart guy. I'm a smart guy. I would not have gotten into this if I thought that there were things that I wouldn't be careful with or wouldn't feel comfortable with, which is why I had you and B, and B's critical about stuff, go behind me and go, listen to what's being said. Tell me if I'm hearing it right. I didn't just do this by myself. Like, I'm super smart. I know exactly what I'm doing. I deal with corporations that are much larger than Arcade1Up on a weekly basis. This is not a big thing to me. So trust me, I got this figured out. And as a matter of fact, like there were things that I said that I was like, listen, I'm not going to do any of this unless I have some things in writing.
Yeah.
And I have things in writing. So I'm not worried. I understand, like, from the outside looking in, it's kind of hard to know. I have it in writing. I'm not worried about anything. So you shouldn't be either. You should be excited because the things that are going on at this moment, and listen, I can't speak for 4 months from now. I can only speak about right now. The things that are going on right now are very exciting.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about that? Let's transition a little bit and talk about some of the initiatives you want to bring to Arcade1Up to help with the community. Because one of the big things you're doing is something you made an awesome video for there the other day. And I'm going to try to play it.
Okay.
But I can't promise the audio is going to work.
I'm
going to try to play it.
Oh, you could do it as a, as the, what is it? The plus to add source and then local video. Yeah, that'll work.
Add source. Oh, it's not on my computer. I couldn't download it.
I thought
Too stupid.
I'll send it to you.
I tried.
Cheese and crackers, Michael B. It's on my computer. Here,
I got it right here. Right here. I could just play it.
Wait, in Twitter? No, don't do that. I'll just share it. I'll just do it. I'll do my side.
We'll wait a little bit.
Here we go. Okay, you can pull it up.
All right.
今過去の遺跡から4人の伝説が登場する。彼らの目的はただの勝利ではなくメッセージを送ること。ようこそアーケードワンナップワールドチャンピオンシップへ。
That video is so badass. Like Travis,
I'm glad I spent a lot of time on it. I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time on it. I spent some money on it. I did a lot of things on it. And the reason I did is because I understand that the community needs something to kind of rally around.
Yeah.
And I understand some people are kind of like, yeah, but okay, I'm not sure. I get it, which is why I'm putting this all on me. This is me taking a risk and me showing that I think the community can get around something and be excited, even if they're not participating, just to watch. Like, to watch an expert play any game is kind of amazing. I spend a lot of time on YouTube just watching like people that are excellent at a game play it, and it's next level. Like, it's crazy what people can do on these games, even with something as simple as like Pac-Man or something like that. Like, it's amazing. But for fighting games, oh man, it's like a sports game. It's like, holy crap, what's going to happen? The ebb and the flow. So the World Championships are me going, listen, let's get the community together. Let's put a couple of games up. Let's bring the best in the world. And by the way, one of the players in I mean, if it's MVC or X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the guys in the chat can correct me, is actually an Evo champion, which is basically already a world champion. So we are literally have an opportunity to showcase some of the best players in the world. And I think there's something special about that. So I want to bring that, give people an opportunity to watch and have a great time. And then when I can prove that to Arcade1Up, then we can then do other things that are like sports games, Mrs. Pac-Man, all these other games, like all these other things that people can participate in that maybe they don't play or watch fighting games. It's fine. Be there just to watch. Just put the number in, just watch for 5 minutes and leave. That's okay. That's all the metric I need. Show interest, and then I can take that back to Arcade1Up and go, you know what? Community is interested in this sort of thing. They want other cool stuff like this. Now we can do it for more games. We can do it more often and have a lot of fun.
So you're confirming a Bubbles World Championship at some point?
I mean, who knows? It's totally possible. It's literally possible. I don't know that we would ever do that, though. But
B says LMX is the Evo champ.
Yeah. LMX is amazing. He's phenomenal.
Like he would know. So it's really interesting because I know this is something that John D was very passionate about when he was with Arcade1Up. Like, he loved the idea of like esports and Arcade1Up tying in, and it's so cool to see now you with this opportunity bring this full circle and do the Arcade1Up World Championships. That's a really cool name. It's got an awesome hype video. Hell, the hype video sells it alone. That's all you need.
I hope so.
It's just
I spent
gonna
a lot of time and money making that thing. So yeah, I mean, the whole point of it is this. It's super simple. Yeah. It's an opportunity to show Arcade1Up the community can come together and get excited. That's it. That's really all it is. And again, even if you don't care about these games, if you have a little bit of time on a Friday to stop by for 5 or 6 minutes, just watch a little bit of it. A, I'm going to say you actually might get hooked because it is really interesting. And B, again, if nothing else, it's another piece of data that I can go back and go, look, there is interest in this. Maybe there's something for, I don't know, what's a game that people like to rally around? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Any game. It can happen for anything. And as a matter of fact, the next game that's going to be a challenge, not even a tournament, is a sports game. Yeah. I already have it next year, sports game. So I'm ready. We can do it.
So there's a couple comments I really want to bring up here because I think it's important to make sure everybody has a voice on this stuff. So right here, I just want to bring this up because Kevin Clausen brings up a really good point. YouTube's an interesting space for streaming, like gameplay streaming and stuff like that. But does the Back Alley 707, Back Alley 711, is there a Twitch component to it too? Because Twitch is really where this gets hot, right?
We get multi-stream. By the way, this is my thing. I'm in charge of this. It's not an Arcade1Up thing. They're just kind of like, it's their name behind it. It's going to be on their YouTube channel. We can do Twitch. We can do all those things. The finals are going to, semifinals and finals for each game is going to be on the Arcade1Up YouTube channel. This is my thing. So you don't have to worry about someone else trying to run this and it looking bad. I've already started working with Moat on like the production. It's already starting to look really good. Like this is not a small thing. I have been taking this so seriously. Moat knows because I've talked to him for weeks about this. This isn't something that I thought of in 5 minutes and I go, let's just do it. I've literally been working on this for weeks. The level of that trailer is the level of commitment you're getting from me. This is not Arcade1 going, okay, well, if you do this, that. No. This is me. I'll even give you an example. The trophy for this, for each one, is like 9 inches tall and weighs 5 pounds. Wow. This is the legit trophy. Like, I am putting everything I have into this to show that if you give the community something really awesome, which of course I'm going to use this leverage to go, including the Cavs, people will rally around it. And that's literally what this is.
So really quick, I just want to give a shout out to Moat too at the Back Alley 707, 711. So Moat, I'm really happy for him too. Like one of the nicest dudes on YouTube. works so hard, cares so much about this stuff, overlooked so many times. I'm so excited for him to get this opportunity and for you and him to work on this. I hope this is badass. It looks like it's going to be badass, so hopefully it is. But before this, I want to bring up this comment from my buddy, the Tech Buzz Gaming. And, he's the kind of person that he's been around for a long time. He's seen the ups and downs. He's heard a lot of talk. So his comment is, being completely serious here and honest, because we have all heard this before. All Arcade1Up does is let everybody down. Hard to rally around a company who has continued to screw people over. What he's saying is, talk is cheap. And much like several of my ex-girlfriends, they were cheap as well. So, why don't you just talk to Tech
this
Buzz's
is easy
comment,
answer.
right?
This is me.
Yeah.
I've never screwed anyone in this community over. I've kept my word every single time. I will continue to do that. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. I can't wait to prove you wrong. I just want you to sit back and watch. And when you see what I'm saying is true, feel free to jump on board. There's always going to be space. Always going to be space for everybody. This is here about, the thing is, and I still find this so weird. This is about video games. And what's even weirder, because if you go into like the console space, it's super toxic, like PlayStation versus Xbox, just dumb. But it's mostly because it's kids. Arcades are weird to me because there's no reason in the world that our old asses should be so twisted about dumb stuff like this. We're all trying to just remember those times when we went into an arcade and had fun. Like, what the hell is all this cringy, toxic crap? It is literally like, I hope none of your wives are watching.
I don't think Steven's being cringy. Believe me.
No, I'm not saying Steven. I'm not talking about him specifically. I'm just saying, but all the toxic stuff, it's just weird. It's like, I couldn't even let any of my friends know that in the community I'm dealing with, that this stuff goes on, is weird. It's like a whole bunch of old men yelling about dumb stuff. Now, the stuff that I think that we should be upset about and critical on, and I am, trust me, I'm probably more critical towards Arcade1Up than anyone else, because I'm talking directly to the people in charge going, you guys need to fix this, is that when something you purchase doesn't live up to the expectation, 100% you need to be behind that. And trust me when I tell you, I have been in that hard. And you know what? They're fixing it. So good, cool. But there's a bunch of stuff, bro, some weird stuff going on out there.
So Console Fanboy reminded me, and I've been waiting because his comment was right above Tech Buzz, so I wanted to read Tech Buzz's first. $9.99 super chat. I hope the World Championship series succeeds, not because I like these games, because the game sucks. I just need it to be successful so they can bring a real fighting game, the best franchise ever. See, this is what he wants. Can you imagine world champion Zohar, Dr. Zohar Weissman, in Bubbles? That's what he's waiting for. Bubbles World Championship. And that's no joke. He really is like number 2 in the world on Bubbles.
That could be amazing.
Yeah.
And again, Tech Buzz thinks I'm talking about him. Not. Ever heard that song? You think this song is about you? Don't you?
Yeah.
Don't. Sometimes it's not about you. I think that's the thing. That's the weird thing, is like, not everything I'm saying is, unless you think it is, in which case maybe you need to look introspectively. But I'm not specifically talking about you, Steven. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, 1 second, because we're going to get there. But before we get there, you got to give the people what they want. So I want to bring this up. I wish I could take the name part out of it, because I don't want to really try to call anybody out or anything like that. But Steven makes a comment, and I know what he's talking about. This is something he talked about for a while. There's times where business deals go wrong and stuff like that. And so a while back, you guys remember Tech Buzz, the Retro Buzz, was doing all the Arcade1Up stuff. John D, everybody from Arcade1Up would be on there, and then they just ghosted, and they started doing 1UP Weekly. There's a lot of stuff that happened in the background there that I hear about this stuff. That's all in the past, man.
It's nothing to do with me. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
There's nothing. He's saying he has receipts. Okay, you have receipts. No one's arguing that. I don't think it's weird. I don't understand, because that's like saying, okay, you start a new job, Michael Lee. You start at the Arby's. I love Arby's. I go in and I go, listen, Michael B, I came here. I ate one of them beef and cheddars, and I had the squirts for 3 months. You need to see the receipts of the squirt. I got the pictures of it. I'm like, well, wait, bro, I started yesterday. I'm just cooking today. I'm trying to make the food better so you don't get the squirts. There's
So-
nothing I can do about what happened in the past that had nothing to do with me. So I
But
don't know.
but I understand people being hesitant to support and feel like this is a different
Absolutely.
regime because of what
Absolutely.
happened. And
Absolutely.
bad taste is
Absolutely.
still in his mouth.
But
100%.
what I would say to that is, have I done anything to you to make you feel that way? Have I done anything?
No.
No. So all I'm saying is, look at my past and what I've done and all the sacrifice stuff I made to be where we are now, to make things better. So no one's saying that wrongs. It's not to say that things weren't done wrong. I get that, and that you shouldn't feel some kind of way about that. I get that, but that company that did that stuff to you, and those people are gone. And maybe if you need to get closure from them, you have to find them, but they're not here anymore. So I don't know what else to say.
So, the thing I'll say is, whenever anybody gets mad at me and says, you're a shill, you're this, you're that, I'm like, okay, just watch me and see what happens. And I think that's what you're trying to say as well.
Sorry, I think I started something about squirts in the chat now. I feel bad about it.
No, we're open to that. My show is mostly about diarrhea talk anyways.
Scott, I already put a ticket in for it, so you're good to go. They're going to take a look at it.
Here's a little bit of support for you. Biggie says, Travis, make Arcade1Up great again.
A different Biggie? Is there more than one Biggie in this community?
Apparently, that's why he's got to be Biggie D. And Tech Plus says, I'm shilling the full-size cabinets from New Wave Toys in 2024. I'm excited to see what they do. You ever talk to the guys from New Wave Toys?
I have the Coke machine over here. Yeah. I got the thing back there. I got Numbskull up top. I got all the stuff. I got the keychain ones from back in the day. I got the My Arcade. I got a little bit of everything, man.
I fell in love with the guys from New Wave Toys at the convention. Just talking to them and getting to hear their story about the convention and everything. Love them. What a wild bunch of dudes. We're 6 dudes living on a prayer, making a dream work. And I'm like, hell yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, they seem like a really interesting group, and they went out and hung out with, I guess, you guys for dinner and stuff. That's pretty dope.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They were like, let's go get pizza and pierogies and this hole in the wall bar next to a train, honestly, next to the train tracks. It was amazing.
That's cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, so back on track. You're doing the Fighting Game Championship.
Yeah.
What's some other stuff that we can see coming up in the near future? I know. Okay, you go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, again, what I'm concentrating on for the rest of the year is A, making sure World Championships go well, and then B, I'm really concentrating on products that need patches, because that's the easiest thing to kind of push through and make sure that people are doing something about. So today I spent a lot of time doing that, looking up not old tickets, but old threads. That's why I was on Reddit today. And a bunch of stuff like that, figuring out what are the loudest issues outstanding, right? And again, these things happened way before I was involved. So I can't say anything about why it hasn't been fixed now. The only thing I tell you is that I'm here now and I'm trying to do my best. And some of the things that even just a couple of weeks ago were problematic are already being fixed. So that's all I can say, is that things are quickly changing. So
I don't know if I can say this or not, but I'm going to say it anyways. I like testing boundaries. So what a lot of people don't know about you as well is you've been involved in the beta tester program for a while, and you have a great relationship with David from the beta tester program. And you guys are going through. That's one of the cool things. You have that access. You have that experience. You can work with somebody like David and the team to really get to the top of these issues. And that's why it's so cool right now. You're going back and looking at the old stuff and you're hands-on with it, basically.
Yeah, it was so close to having another patch just the other day for a long-standing issue with one of the cabinets, and it'll probably be out by the time we do the October show, and then hopefully some more too. So we'll see. Actually, I saw someone say something in the chat I want to acknowledge, because
you hit it up. Tell me where it is.
Smitty says, if it's a new era and Travis is not one of them, what we do to make it right for Glenn? We already kind of talked about this a little bit earlier in the show. Glenn and I have been friends for a very long time. It's not something that we can't talk about. I have just not reached out to him about it now because he's busy. He's got products coming out. He's doing stuff with New Wave Toys. It's not the time. I'm looking into talking to him more in depth probably after the holidays. However, Glenn knows how to reach me. If he wants to talk before that, I'll get on a call with him tomorrow. But regardless, that's more about friends talking and just kind of telling each other where we're at. And then if anything comes from it, great. If not, if it's just okay, Well, you go do your thing, I'll go do my thing. That's cool. We're going to be friends regardless. Like, nothing changes.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully there's opportunities for them to reconcile in the future. But at the same time,
by the way,
listen,
to be clear, that was one of the first things that was said to me in my very first meeting.
Yeah.
I never said that before. They actually brought up Glenn in my first meeting. They said, we want to make that right.
I also, I can't say much more than that. Hopefully they do make it right. That's the important thing. And you know what?
I don't know what that means though. That's the other thing. Like I don't know what making it right means. I don't know if there is such a thing in that.
They have to buy 2 Sinden shotguns from Thunderstick Studios. You have to have an order of 2. No, I don't know what the answer is, but you know, like a lot of stuff happened. Like obviously the Facebook page, you know, Glenn's Tron joystick and stuff like that.
All that stuff. Yep.
Hopefully they figure it out and they do right by him. That's the important thing.
Yep.
I just got a comment here I want to bring up really quickly. And Smitty's one of the arcades we featured on that one update there last Tuesday too, wasn't it?
Was it?
Smitty's Arcade. I'm almost 100% sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So really quickly, Console Fanboy, very curious, why is Arcade1Up so vague about their lineups and future plans with the community? Wouldn't it help sales if the community knew what 1UP was planning? Why be so secretive? I don't understand. Thank you very much for the super chat. This is a really easy one to answer.
It's a very easy one. I mean, Microsoft apparently has a mid-year update for their Xboxes next year, but they are being very vague about it and not saying anything. This is not something new, Console Fanboy. This is literally how business works. I worked at Amazon for 7 years. Never was there a time that they talked about new products that they were releasing until they were ready to talk about it. Now, there could be a lot of different reasons for this, and I've talked about some of this before, so I'll repeat myself. There are a lot of products, and you've seen leaks, that get to a point, even built, but then never come out for various reasons. Now,
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon was one. What if they said something about, oh, Double Dragon, we're making one, here's the back, here it is, and then it didn't come out? That's worse. So they say things when they can, and until they can, they can't. Now, having said that, there is improvement in this area because while they there is like a time when they can and can't, the time between they can and when they do is actually longer than I think it needs to be. And I've talked to marketing about that, and we should see some movement in that next year, hopefully in January. So we'll see.
Well, the other cool thing is, I mean, with the prices the way they are, and we all hope for lower prices, but with the prices the way they are, it's a little hard when they say, here's a new cab, here's another new cab. It would be nice if they could come up with some kind of schedule. Like we knew a schedule of when cabs were coming out. Because let's be honest here, we're at the point where, oh, cool, there's a new Mortal Kombat XL coming out. I might start saving up for that, right?
Yes.
So it'll be nice if they could do that.
Yep. And I brought that up. And again, that is something that they are fine. And again, I don't know why it's so easy now, but that's one of the things. And weirdly enough, when I started to talk about it, they actually came forward with that information. So they were like, yeah, we actually want to do this thing that's kind of like this. And I don't want to say it for them, but, and I saw someone in chat say almost exactly what it is. And it's, I'm like, yeah, you should definitely do that because some people want to save up in advance when they know it's like to your point, like an MKXL, like you can say we're going to do it. It's just not like it's a new license. It's just a new form factor. So you could say like, oh yeah, it's in the plans. And I think you will start to see that stuff next year, just based on what's going on.
Good. Console Fanboy, $9.99 super chat. God bless you, man. Thank you very much, Console Fanboy. I appreciate it. Cornercade. You like this guy, right? Good guy.
Yeah, good guy.
Good guy.
Good family.
He's got an email. That's how you contact him, through his email.
That's right. He doesn't have like any social media.
He's got a great reason for it.
Yeah, listen, I don't blame him. I mean, that's good.
Dropping $7.50 is hard. We at the Cornercade live paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, absolutely. So if we could get some notice, it's much easier than to go pick up a product, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
Travis, anything else you want to talk about tonight? Is there anything else going on with Arcade1Up we need to know?
We could do some Q&As from the chat, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that.
How long have we been doing this? Oh, it's only been an hour. Okay.
Yes, we got another 4 in us.
Let's do the Q&As from the chatterers.
So, Paul Minderman, huge Arcade1Up fan. Also, Paul, I used the picture of Scott, the same one that you used in your post, because that's the best picture of Scott Bachrach on the internet. That's the highest resolution picture. So that's why I used the exact same picture you did, my man. I'm not buying anything unless it's XL, so it would behoove them to lay out a plan. So I'm with you. I love the XL cabs. That's my jam now. I want everything XL. But I did get some feedback the other day. I posted a Twitter post and I said, if everything was XL going forward, I would be so happy. And some people said, not all of us have a huge space like you do to put like whatever cabs you want or how much cabs you want. So I think that's something they've got to do a mix almost. They've got to still be able to bring things out in deluxe for the people who like that form factor or the 3/4, and they got to do XL as well. Is that fair, Travis?
I agree. And Paul really is only about two things: XL and new XLs. Like
no.
Anything,
Paul's about three things, and there are three things I love.
Okay.
One is XLs. Two is new XLs. Number three is hating nostalgia. So everything just ties in so nicely.
Yeah, totally. Got it.
All right. We got a super chat here. $6.99 Canadian. Why no spectator mode or lobbies for MK? I don't get it. Can we get a solid answer? There are a lot of people playing now. We need this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a full answer, a full detailed answer in the next 1UP show. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk. I'm saying it because that's what I need to say. I will give you a full detailed answer with leaving no stone unturned in the next 1UP show. Promise. And put money on it. Money in the bank. You'll be able to cash your check.
Thank you very much, Daryl. And looks like we're going to get an answer. I'm playing them all the time now. I'm not giving it up. Paul Minderman says, LOL, thanks, Michael B. That's hilarious. I joke about the pick, of course. All right, let's see if we got some good questions here. I'm really bad at starring and shit like that. You know that, Travis, right? You've learned.
Yeah, I know you don't know how to do that, apparently. I don't know. Could you even do it on Restream? Do they let you do it?
They've got stairs here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's a question. I haven't got my Pac-Man XL set up yet. Thor KC is asking this. Going forward, please restrict 4-player control panels to XL form factors. Nobody is squeezing more than 2 people in front of a 3/4 scale 17-inch cab.
Funny you say this. This has been an actual conversation going on. And some of it, so this kind of solution from Thor, I think actually, he might have been there on the corner cave when I was on there. We were talking about this exact thing, which is, the question has always been authentic, or do you look for space? So like these 4-player cabs that are 3/4, is 4 players too much? But then maybe save it for XL, because XL is essentially kind of more for people who are hardcore. So it actually does make sense to put 4 on XL and 2 for deluxe, which is, I've given that exact feedback. So we'll see what happens.
Andy's Gamer Mass, any Tempest fixes upcoming or in the works? Sorry, this is a super chat. Not everything has to be a super chat, Andy.
No, I talked about this. I literally submitted a ticket today.
Yeah.
Today.
I saw a comment here also from Stockcheck I wanted to bring up. I love Stockcheck. Met Stockcheck this weekend. What a nice guy. Why not do a Blitz tournament? With the Ollie sales and it being football season, this would have been a no-brainer for a tournament.
It's hard to do because there's no spectate. Having said that, don't think that isn't on my list.
Yeah. I brought this up last night. Well, I talked about it last night because they were talking about the exact same thing on Arcades Anonymous. And I said, there's no spectate, but also on top of that, I don't think that cab actually has, like, the Geek Worm converter doesn't work with Blitz, does it?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, that's the other thing. I think it glitches out. That's the other problem. But I have a solution for that, and I'm hoping that Arcade1Up can do it. So we'll see. There's, again, a lot of possibilities right now. We'll see.
Awesome.
But yeah, I want to do sports tournaments. 100% I do. I want to do an NBA Jam tournament. But listen, I'm out here.
Yeah. Zero Sleep says, play the pinball video. I hate myself. Thank you very much, Zero Sleep. You're getting the long boy. Another 900 super chats that I can buy that pinball machine.
Hope you're keeping track.
All right, Zero Sleep, thank you very much. Smitty's got a question here, or a super chat. Mikey B, thank you for showing the Arcade1Up show. I told you, my kids were cheering. They did most of the work.
Oh.
No pinball music necessary. Thank you very much, Smitty. Okay, you don't want the pinball video? You don't get the pinball
Bro,
video.
there
Don't worry
was
about it.
amazing home arcades that you
Oh, yeah.
It was incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, Smitty, thank you for entering it in so we could show it off, man. That was awesome. And thank you for the super chat. All right, now I got to try to catch up with the questions. I know Reddit Arcade1Up said that's not a question. So Reddit Arcade1Up, if you got any questions, now would be a good time.
A good time, yeah. I'm gonna have to get an update on Tempest Cab for the double shot sound in asteroids. Peter, I don't know what that is. If you can find a YouTube video that shows that, I'll be happy to bring it to the attention of the people that can get it fixed. But I need video evidence.
That's the thing. They do need some kind of proof or something like that.
It's not even so much proof. It's to understand what it looks like, what it sounds like, and and the biggest thing, how to replicate it. So if you have a video, even if you just shoot it on your phone and just upload it to like YouTube, which by the way, if you're leaving a chat and you don't know this, you actually have a YouTube channel, even if you don't have anything on it, you can upload to YouTube, and I'll be happy to send that along, 100%.
Stupid Fat Hobbit. So he asked this question, and I don't know if you were around when this cab came up, because X-Men was a tough one. Arcade1Up never really wanted to do a cab with one game. They tried it with Terminator. I don't know about the sales for Terminator, but like with the discounts, more than likely, it didn't do as well as they anticipated. That was a one-game cab. They didn't want to do that with X-Men, so what they did was they struck a deal with Data East, who was actually G-Mode, and they got 2 additional licenses, which was Captain America and the Avengers, which I love, and they also got that horrible fighting game Galactic Storm on the cab as well. The reason why that worked, and the only time you'll ever get multiple publishers on a cab, is when it's somebody else and G-Mode, because G-Mode are the cheapest people to work with in the entire world. They will literally give Data East licenses to anybody. Like I could start up an arcade company tomorrow with no reasonable, demonstrable means to actually sell their product, and they will still give me the license. So I don't know if it'll ever happen again. Travis, do you think it's a possibility?
Taito's the same, right?
Pardon?
I think Taito's the same, right?
I don't know about Taito. I can't say
Taito
that.
gives it away pretty easily too. I think. I don't. That's what I've heard. That's what I
now,
see.
I'm gonna say something terrible now.
Let's start an arcade company. Let's see if we can get Taito in Data East.
You know what's funny about that? Taito might work with different companies, but Taito is actually really super difficult about putting stuff up. So I remember I was pushing really hard for iArcade to get Zookeeper. I love Zookeeper. No, Taito wouldn't license it to them. They were like, no.
Interesting.
Now they gave it to Numbskull. Numbskull's coming out with Zookeeper Arcade. So
you got to get that.
Cornercade, our buddy the Cornercade asks, Travis, based on what you know, was Casinocade a fail or a success?
First of all, I don't know, because I'll be perfectly honest, like I don't keep track of things like Casinocade, but it would be too early to tell anyway. Like you need no less than 90 days of data to know something is even trending the right way. Plus, with the holiday season still upon us, you're not going to know that until next year. But even if it is or not, I'm never going to know because I have too many other things to concentrate on.
Is there really a claw machine happening? And is it physical or digital?
And I'll repeat exactly what I just said. I'm really just focused on the arcade stuff. If they're doing other stuff like that, I'll be just be honest, I don't care. And I'm not going to pay any attention to it. I'm not going to spend any time trying to find out about it. I don't care. I got enough stuff on my plate. And by the way, you got to remember, like this isn't my full-time job. They're not paying me full-time job money at all. And I'll even add something on top of that. Not only are they, and to give you context, and I won't say how much because it's not important, but I make more from doing one dedicated video on my YouTube channel that I'm getting paid per month by Arcade1Up. And I'm not in it for money. Again, that part I don't really care. I'm blessed to actually be financially secure. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm doing it more to keep them accountable, right? Like you're paying me, so now you got to pay attention to me, right? It's more about that. And I'm actually using some of that money back into the community, which is something that I know most people would not do. Okay, anyway. Okay. So what I know about this, and I only know a little bit, is that the newer Star Wars apparently have these PCBs that don't overheat anymore. I don't know what happens if you have an older one and it does. Here's what I would say. If you have a problem and you go through customer service and it's not looking good for you or it just doesn't feel right, then reach out to me somewhere and I'll at least look into it. I can't promise anything, but I will definitely look into it for you for sure. 100%. And yes, KFB, I already ordered my MetaQuest 3. All right, bring back the fun plan exclusive to Arcade1Ups. I mean,
What?
I don't know what that means.
Are you going to be bringing back the fun other places? Like,
I
are
don't
you just
know.
going to walk into Arby's and be like, beef and cheddar for everybody?
I love Arby's, so I might. For now, it is.
All right, let's see. Here we go. I'm trying to get the questions, and sometimes this stupid thing goes so slow. There we go. Not a question, but I just want to bring this up. My goodness, this is too much man pretty for one show. We'll be give a Canadian reach around any day.
Did you do that while you're in Cleveland?
No, the console fanboy was giving me a hard time because there was a point in the video where B was like leaning in next to me, and B kept doing the same. I'm a big guy, so he said like squeezing my fat and like up around my chest and stuff. And console fanboy was like, "What's he doing under there?" And I was like, "I think we both know," but he wouldn't take my answer for it. He was like, "Here we go, Cornercade. Are you going to buy the Arcade1Up Tekken XL next year?"
I wish it's not coming next year. I really wish it was. I can clearly tell you it's not coming out next year. I really, really wish it was. It's not though.
So Thumper Squid says an online multicade with access to Steam. If you want an online multicade with access to Steam,
at games.
Let me tell you something, brother. The At Games Legends Ultimate,
awesome.
You hook a PC up to it, you are good to go. You don't got to do anything there.
Yeah, 100%.
Michael, there is a tool you can leverage to more easily capture questions from chat. I am completely computer illiterate, so yeah, if you could give me a heads up about that, I would appreciate it. All right. Let's see. I didn't try the Skyline chili while I was in Cleveland. You got to tell me more about the stuff ahead before I go. So
you need to have a list.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This might be a good one. Can you confirm the chipset for late 90s titles can be done now? No need to name titles, but now doable, correct?
So I would say yes. I think it's interesting because it doesn't necessarily have. So, we were led to believe that it always has to be a chipset. But the reality is, if you hire the right dev, you don't have to have such a high level of processing power. What Code Mystics can do with low power SoCs is incredible. Like on a level that some of you probably don't realize. They are incredible, but they're very expensive. So if you're willing to go to the right dev, you don't. So I guess I don't know what Arcade1Up's going to value more, and I'm definitely going to be in some of those discussions. But it's like, do you spend more on the dev and less on the hardware, or more on the hardware and less on the dev? Me, I think you should spend more on the dev, especially if it's Code Mystics, because they care and they will make sure it's right. They'll make sure. But you got to remember, they created Spectate for free. For free. I can't explain to you how much money that would cost to do. And they did it for the community for free. Code Mystics cares so much. And I really want them to be involved in the higher end titles for sure. But I know that it's not financially feasible all the time. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if I had my way, Code Mystics would do all the games.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pac-Man 40th anniversary sound fix. The volume is crazy. So
can you be more specific? Is it
it's not loud? It's not just the volume. A long time ago, a man came up in a puff of vape smoke and told the community that Pac-Man 40th would get a sound fix and it would also get the Vaseline filter removed. And it never did, because it's such an old cab now, right?
What's the sound part?
Oh, like all the Pac-Man cabs, especially going back then, you put it on one, it's like putting it on 77 on another cab.
Kind of like the first gen MK. I know that because I remember first gen MK. Okay. Pac-Man 40th sound fix.
And Vaseline filter. And Vaseline filter.
I'll write it down. I'll write it down right now. Pac-Man 40th. And again, this goes back to, some people might go, well, it's been around. They haven't done anything about it. I can't speak for before. I can only speak for now.
Yeah.
And I'll look into it. Sound fix.
Because I will tell you, I would still have my Pac-Man 40th more than likely. if they just took the Vaseline filter off. And my Frogger. That's not a joke. I love Frogger. 499 super chat. Travis, did you really mean it when you said you haven't watched my videos for 3 weeks, or were you just mad?
I actually haven't. And there's reasons for that. I'm not a mean person. I didn't say it to be mean. It's legitimately true, but that's not really an insult because, to be perfectly honest, the last couple of weeks, especially with the 1UP championships, I haven't looked at much of anything. I've been very busy. And next week I go away again, like I said, to Dallas. Like, I'm super busy. And also, to be perfectly honest, like, I like to see fun stuff because I'm not trying to stress out about shenanigans. So I just didn't see any of your stuff. Typically, when you're doing funny stuff, I watch it. But truthfully, God honest, I have not seen anything that you've done in a long time. Not a disrespect. I just haven't seen it. Is that a baby crying?
Oh, yeah. My poor little son. He's been toothing the last couple days. Oh. So he's been in rough shape.
Oof.
Oh, here's a good one. Even though all the noise is about the At Games 4K pinball, any long shot news about Arcade1Up pinball?
Yeah, I don't know yet. Obviously, they actually still do have the license to Stern.
We found that out. Not Stern. Yeah. Don't say that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't do that to me, Travis.
No, sorry,
people's hopes up.
The other thing. Yeah. The other thing. What? The other place. Let me say it right.
Pinball FX. So Zen Studios, Pinball FX. Studios. So like everybody saw At Games got it, and they were like, "Oh, well, Arcade1Up lost the license." Cyrus is saying that's not the case. They still have an active working license with them. So yeah. But
they got to sell the ones they have in Costco first before I think they look into anything. There's a lot in Costco. If they sell, I'm sure. Again, it comes down to anything. If you're a business owner and something sells, you're going to make more of it. It's just that simple. If something doesn't sell, you're going to move away from it. I don't know how the pinball sell because, again, I'm focused really on arcade stuff. But if there's like a loud enough voice in the community that like pinball is a really big deal, then I'll ask about it. I have no qualms finding out that stuff. And yeah, midlife, trust me, I'm on that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, spoiler for my Pac-Man XL review. I'm going to mention the buttons.
Yeah, you should. You should, because I feel like you light up the coin doors. But you know what? Here's the thing. I think I know why they did that. And this is why everyone should be happy that I'm working with Arcade1Up, because I believe it was a crossed wire for what they thought the community wanted. Because they saw some people modding their Arcade1Ups and putting light up buttons. And because they don't have someone to like kind of filter that out and go, no, that was just one guy who happened to like to do that. That's not what the community wants. They want light up coin doors.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
They don't want light up buttons. And I literally, again, was talking about some other stuff. Okay.
So we got a big super chat here from Akuma Rev. I haven't heard from Akuma Rev in a while. Good to see you, my man. Here's my question. What is the motivation of the company that is now leaning into the YouTube space for outreach PR now after missing basic sales targets and suffered layoffs and losing licenses and retail relationships strained?
I don't know, but they do have a motivation. That's all I care about. The fact that they have a motivation and literally I'll ask for something and it gets done. It's the only thing I care about. Yeah.
So thank you very much, Akuma Rev. I appreciate it. It's good to see you again, man, too. We miss you doing the fighting game championships that you used to do on Saturday nights and stuff like that. Hopefully it doesn't have to be Arcade1Up. I would love to see you do something like that again.
Yeah. I mean, listen, and I said this, I was pretty clear about this. Even in the original announcement, I said I've tipped a hat to Rev about it. I was like, there was a time, Friday nights, used to get out there, watch people get their hands dirty. It was a lot of fun. I literally tipped my hat to him in that introduction.
Yeah, I had fun beating the shit out of P-Dubs on one of his shows one time.
Listen's asking about the temperature control panel. I've literally answered this question like 3 times in this stream. I don't know why. I don't understand. I've literally answered this question like 3 times already.
Well, he wasn't here for the 3 times, right?
No, you need to be here from minute 1 on a Michael B live stream. You're not a fan unless you're here from minute 1 for a Michael B live stream. But yes, I've answered it. Essentially, I already put a ticket in about it today to find out what's going on.
So what is that? There's something wrong with a lot of people are saying there's wrong with the encoder boards. The encoder boards are faulty and stuff like that.
I did some research today. That's why, again, that's what I was saying. That's why I was on Reddit. Because I was looking at some old Reddit threads about it from like a year or so ago. And then it's been a long kind of thing. So what I've done is I took a bunch of links from around the internet because again, a lot of this stuff's about proof. Like they need to understand what the impact is. So I went on the internet and I went again. I'm not a big Reddit guy. I don't really like Reddit I don't like the platform. The people on it are fine. The platform I don't like. But I spent a lot of time today on Reddit pulling up old threads about different patch problems and stuff, putting it into a ticket, assigning it where I know it'll get looked at, and doing all those things. But I wish I could say so many things.
Guys, I mentioned the buttons last night. I told Cyrus, hey, Cyrus, ever since the beginning, people have been like, I don't like the buttons. So hopefully there's going to be a change real soon. And there will be. I'm sure of it. I'm almost 100% positive. And by 100% positive is, I'm about 30% positive. We'll see what happens.
Wait a minute. Deep dishes is a casserole, not a pizza? Well, so listen, a calzone, I think, is S-level pizza. Come fight me. And Councilman Boy, I've never had. Okay. I want to go to Chicago to have a Chicago pizza. I've been to New York to have a New York pizza, and it was freaking incredible.
Yeah.
Everyone who's in the Chicago area will tell you that it's better than New York, but I have to go to find out. So I don't know. But I really liked the New York. But I like the deep dish aspect of it. But I want to go to an actual Chicago pizzeria, and I want to eat it.
So Shotgun Sean says you should not be streaming tonight in respect to Dumbledore. I don't know if you saw that, but you watch the Harry Potter movies?
I used to a little bit.
Second Dumbledore actor passed away today.
Oh, damn.
So my wife's a big fan. I went into her and I was really sad. And then I was like, Jude Law better watch his back. 2 down, 1 to go.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is they did. Here's the thing. Why couldn't Arcade1Up add an on-off switch for the light up buttons in Pac-Man XL? It's on the Atari 50th. So it's on the Atari 50th. I couldn't find it when I was playing with the XL that was at the thing. Is it just not there? Like,
it's not there. They were developed at different times.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this will be an irrelevant issue, because I think I'm going to highly advocate they never do light up buttons again unless it's arcade accurate for some weird reason, which would be obviously the casino cage should have light up buttons. So I'm hoping in the future it's a non-issue, because I'm pushing to never do that again.
So I want to say this. I'll be clear about this. I think it should be clear from Arcade1Up's messaging over the course of the last year. There is no more legacy titles. Legacy is a legacy title now. So they did deluxes. There was no legacy. Maybe there still will be. But people want that giant Konami cab with like 14 Konami titles on it. I'm always worried. I'm always worried they'll be disappointed when they get it, though, because people think like, let's throw Turtles, X-Men. And I was like, never work. They're like Nickelodeon, Marvel, all those companies don't play nice with each other. So you can't do that. But we've got classic Konami titles. People have always looked at, of course, the 3 games that were on Frogger, Time Pilot 84, Contra, Super Contra. You would have to do it all vertical screen games, though, or as many as possible. But they want like that big Konami cab with like 14 games.
Yeah, what Konami games would be of interest that could be on a cab like that? What would it be?
It's so tough for me, man. I don't know what the right answer is. I mean, ones I said.
I talked about this on Cornercade. Like, people say they want Qbert. Okay, cool. What other games go on there besides like Qbert 2?
Qbert Cubes. And yeah, that's enough.
Is it enough though?
Yes.
People complain about 2 games on a I don't know.
Here's the shit, and I'll just be very honest with you. Like, people get fixated on too much information coming from too many different places. They came out with a Qbert. People are going to buy it for Qbert. It only needs 2 titles. Tron did reasonably well with only 2 titles on Tron.
Well, Tron is Tron, though.
And Qbert's Qbert.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I'm up for anyone who wants something. I think you should get it.
Yeah.
Wait, who's is Qbert Konami?
No, that's Gottlieb. Whoever the hell owns Gottlieb now. So the funny thing was, I remember I got in a little bit of a back and forth with Retro Ralph on Twitter about this, and he was like, "Listen, man, I don't ever see the creator of Qbert coming on here to support, petitions for Qbert, Arcade1Up to make a Qbert." That's what he said to me. And at the time, it was people supporting the MK4 movement, which also is something that I hope they do as well. But it was funny because he said that to me, and I was like, I didn't think of anything at the time. I was just like, let it go. I found a post where the creator of Qbert actually did support a Qbert for Arcade1Up. So I
Really?
did find it afterwards. So
Email that to me.
yes, yeah,
Email
I
it
will.
to me.
So I think definitely they could do 2,000-3,000 units. Are they going to do like 50,000 units? No. But if you're a home arcade company who don't think you can sell Qbert, you might be in the wrong business.
I think the fear is more about how many titles they can put on it. I don't think it's so much that they don't think that Qbert would sell, but 2 just sounds. I think it's just, I don't know that they listen. I'm not saying they won't do it. I'm just saying if you're sitting down and you're talking about the mistakes of T2 only having 1 game, 2 doesn't sound like enough. So that's just what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's true or not.
So, all right. So I'll give you the skinny on T2 only having 1 game. T2 only had 1 game, and the 1 game they had on it didn't play exactly like it did in the arcade. It's a different gun style. Like there was many problems with T2.
I think
one game wasn't the only.
I think they don't want to do that again. I think that's kind of what the thing is. They see that there was a mistake there, and they don't want to do that again. So I don't know. I'll ask. Actually, no. To be honest, I've never had like the Qbert discussion with them. I guess I will.
Yeah.
Because I mean, listen, people. Oh wait, 3.
Paul
Qbert?
Says no. No
Paul
dice.
Paul will buy any XL.
Yeah. No, he says he wouldn't buy Qbert. So
Except
maybe,
for that, except for Qbert.
maybe it isn't a go. I don't know.
P-Dubs is upset now. Of course, he has his own Qbert now. He's good.
Big D asks Spider-Man arcade. This would be tough because there is a great Spider-Man game out in the arcade, but it's Sega, who's an expensive licensee, very expensive, and you could only get 1 game on it because Sega's not going to play nice and put other stuff on it.
Yeah, that's the problem. There was a cab that was pitched to me like a week ago, and there you go. We could do this, but we wanted to add these other titles to it. I'm like, sometimes you just got to say no. A lot of times the question is, and this goes for life, it's not whether you can, it's whether you should. And sometimes you just shouldn't.
Prince Malcolm says, I have a message from Warren Davis wanting to support Qbert for the iArcade, but the community ignored it via live chat.
Interesting. Well, listen, I think that's an interesting thing. Like if he's really that, supportive, like I said, send me the link. I don't know. I'll ask about it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess, here's the other thing. So a couple things real quick. And this is true. So the list that went out the other day from Arcade1Up asking about what dream cabs there are. I hope people filled that out because it literally is being used. And number 2, I saw some other creators putting posts in their community tabs about different games. Continue to do that. They're being looked at, and they literally are being used for data to move forward next year. So if you see your favorite creator putting up a thing in their community tab about a game or something, even if you don't want, like, vote either yes or no, whatever's honest to you, because it's being looked at. So 100%, please do that. And creators continue to put on the community tabs, please.
Zohar, no need to think it wasn't cool. I just missed it. That's on me, man, not you. Mike B, can I do a shameless plug? I'm giving anyone $50 if they could beat me on MK1 or MK2 this Sunday, 3 p.m. on a 1-up. Thanks. So I've seen Zohar do this before. Honestly, guys, go challenge this mofo. See if you can take him down. But don't get too excited. If he wants to play MK1, he's going to be Sonya, and he's going to. I forget what the term is. Like he just sits there and waits.
Turtle.
He's crouching, and he's like, "Oh, I'll mess you up. I'll mess you up. You move." No,
I mean, go for the $50, but you're probably not going to beat him.
Yeah, you're going to want to do MK2. MK2, you get a chance, maybe, but MK1,
you're not going to beat him in MK1. Not unless you're like one of those crazy Brazilian guys or whatever that's like amazing at it.
Your only hope is to like just flukily get one hit on him and then just avoid him for the rest of the round and wait till the round runs out. Thank you very much for the super chat, brother. Anyways, guys, Travis, I've kept you here long enough. I know you've got rounds to make. So is there anything else you want to say before you're gone? Like any other things you're going to be doing in the community with your new role?
I'm just going to be working hard. So probably won't. I did most of that stuff today. I probably won't do a lot of it tomorrow. And then I'm out, like I said, until the week after. But I'm paying attention as much as I can to what's going on, and I'm trying to do everything I can for the community, like legitimately spending my time and effort doing as much as I can to move the needle. If I thought that it was going to, and again, this is why I originally walked away. If I thought it would have been in vain, I would have never come back. Trust me, I have other things I could be doing. But the fact that things started getting done so quickly and so easily, I was like, okay, I'll hang.
So all we're going to say is wait to see what happens. If we both stop doing stuff with Arcade1Up,
then you'll know
it didn't work.
That will be the exact moment you'll know that, okay, well, I guess not. If Mike and I stop doing stuff with Arcade, that'll be your flag. As long as we're doing stuff, then you should know that we're still seeing good signals behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't have a contract. I don't have any reason to be here other than I want to help because it seems like it'll be cool. When it's not cool, I'll do something else.
So Andy, great. Please send that to me. I see he's going to do a video of the double shot thing. Please send that to me. It's very helpful. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. And Travis, Jason, Little Alien, my moderator, super cool dude. He wants to say, appreciate your efforts in the community.
Thanks.
Thank you for putting up with a lot of drama. There's so much drama.
So much drama.
Oh my God. There's something like some people are awesome. Like I actually talked to PK about with At Games the other day about this. And I was like, man, sometimes this community is awesome. Like it's really rewarding to see cool people doing things. And other times it's the exact opposite. Like just the bottom of society comes up and you're just like,
but the thing is, here's how I look at it. I figure like, someone's got to do it or it's not going to get done. It's the reality, right? And why does it have to be? I don't know. I'm the guy in the place at the time is really all it is. That's all it is. I just happen to be a guy that cares about things and will usually sacrifice things for himself to do for other people. It's just who I am. Some people might not have ever met a person like that and don't understand what that is, but that's literally me, has been me for a very long time. My mom was a social worker, so I saw it growing up. Yeah. It's just who I am. So I do this because I want to see better things. I want to see, listen, I own a bunch of Arcade1Up too. I want stuff to be cool on mine too. So a little bit of selfish reason there, but I love to see people have fun with something that we're all got into just to have fun. Like, why can't we have fun?
These are toys. These are toys, toy recreations of arcade cabinets that let us emulate playing a real arcade in our home.
Why not?
And people are so goddamn fixated. It's nuts.
I think it's because, like, I don't know. I think it's interesting because at the end of the day, this is weird for a lot of the creators. This space is new. It's been around since like 2018-ish, but that's really new. When you look on YouTube and anything, any kind of space, like everything's been out for 10, 15 years, whatever. It's like, it's a whole thing. This space is so new that you get creators coming in and things coming in and they don't really know what it's like to have people listening to them in numbers that YouTube allows them to have people listen. Even if it's 30 people, that's still a lot. It's like a classroom. Most people in their normal everyday life don't have 30 people or 100 people or 1,000 people listening to them and their thoughts every day. And it's this, wow, people care. Let me say more. And then they see that number go up and they say, let me say more. And the thing is, most people like a car accident. They like to see crash, trauma. I like trash TV. I watch a lot of trash TV. And the reality is that's what brings people in. So sometimes they get sucked into it. But I've been through it enough. I've been through YouTube long enough to know that, like, it's just not, for me, not personally worth it to do any of that stuff. I like that fun. So that's what I do.
Do you watch, what's that show about the polygamist?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Is it the all the wives or whatever?
Sister Wives. Sister Wives.
So I watched here's what I did. I cheated because it's the best way to do it. I watched most of the first season and then I skipped right to the last season because I heard a whole bunch of shenanigans went down.
Yeah.
That's the best way to watch that. You watch the first season, you skip all the crap in the middle, go right to the last. So
my wife watches it and 19K Fox is a big fan too, apparently. So anyway, Sister Wives, my wife watched it. I was watching it the other day and I was like, this is a nightmare. I see why people watch it. Like everything's horrible. These poor people, their lives are terrible.
It's insane, bro. It's such an insane thing. Paul, to answer your question, everything on that list, they're really open to everything. So that's why they asked. And there were some very definitive things from the community. There were a couple of cabs that continually came to the top whenever they asked it, or if it was in my poll, Michael's poll, or their open poll. There were a couple of games that continually came to the top, so they're going to go after those. So they don't even have to do, like, these are the ones we're thinking about. They don't even have to do that. They just go, what do you guys want? Because it's a smarter question, and then we'll see. Green Bay coming back? Oh, is there a game?
Green Bay coming back. Believe in love. I believe in love.
Is there a show where you marry your sister? Dre, what is going on? It probably is, though, actually.
What's wrong with that?
Probably is, though.
What was the other junk show that we used to watch over the...
I watched 90 Day Fiance and all the spinoffs.
Oh, see, my wife watches that stuff. But the big one we watched this summer was... my wife watched was Blind Love.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about there?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Love Island. Love Island.
Yeah. I liked MILF Manor. That was fun.
What is MILF Manor?
It's a great show with a great twist. Like the twist was so awesome. But yeah, I'll tell you about it off stream. It's not a bad show. Like it was on like A&E or something like that. I forget what channel, but it wasn't.
It doesn't sound like it'd be on A&E.
But the twist was so good. I'll tell you the twist. I'll tell you the twist off screen. So good.
So yeah, people are always going to say this. Honestly, Arcade1Up. Listen, offer samurai button stick upgrades.
First of all, who is r/Arcade1Up? I have a spreadsheet with a list of all the posts in Arcade1Up. Oh my God. I don't know if I want all that. I hate spreadsheets, but I'll tell you what, keep it around because I may need it. Earlier today, I had to look up, like I said, I had to look up stuff about the Tempest. So I don't know how to get a hold of you because I don't know who you are, but you may have access to information that I need down in the future. So you can find me on Twitter, it's X or whatever the hell it's called, and all the other places.
Every single time they put out a racing cab, that's not Daytona.
You think they don't know this? Like they know all that. Those are easy.
I've answered this a bunch of times. Daytona is a hard game to emulate, super hard to emulate, and I don't know if there's a commercial emulator out there right now that can run Daytona. First off, commercial.
You're probably right about that, but I think that's not the problem. I think the problem currently is talking to Sega and getting them to how to say this, because I remember having a conversation about this. So some licensors, and I won't say all, were spoiled by 2020. So let me explain. And this is what makes it hard for certain games to come out. A lot of the companies that worked with Arcade1Up during the golden rush of 2020, when everything sold a bunch, they would have like this number they wanted to hit. They would hit more than that number, and the licensors are like, yeah, let's go. So then 2023 or 2022 comes around, and Arcade1Up goes, hey, we would like this. And the licensor goes, okay, well, give us this 5X number that you gave us in 2020. And Arcade1Up's like, well, that's not the world anymore. That's literally not the world anymore. And the licensor's like, all right, well, come back to us when you give us that number. But that world doesn't exist anymore. So it's very interesting to hear. It's not a matter of Arcade1Up, A, not knowing, or B, not trying. Sometimes it's the licensor just wanting something that is not possible anymore. So we'll see what happens this coming up year. I hope that changes, but that has definitely been a reason why some stuff hasn't been released yet. So we'll see.
So you're saying the reason Daytona hasn't been released is because Cyrus goes to Sega and goes, hey, we'd like Daytona. And he goes, $1 billion.
I don't know if specifically Sega falls into that. I can just say that for sure there are some licensors that fall into that bucket of, yeah.
Oh, I can say it. I heard they were pricey, real pricey.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't want to say. Yeah, and Chris A, 100% right. Code Mystics can emulate anything on a toaster at this point. They're freaking geniuses. They call themselves Code Mystics for a reason. They are freaking G's.
Oh, Sharon Peters is here.
Sharon Peters.
Everybody say hello to Sharon Peters.
I fell out. Sharon Peters is alive and well. Crazy.
Sharon Peters likes John D almost as much as John D likes John D.
Oh my God.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. This was a blast. Travis, thank you for coming on the show and doing this. Yeah. Sun's getting real low, so I gotta call it a night.
Yeah, it's like 0:00 in the morning where you are.
All right, guys, thank you so much. We're gonna let Travis fade into the back, do some work with Arcade1Up, and let's see some cool things in the future. No new announcements on games until 2024, but when it hits, hopefully it's gonna be good. If it's not good, you'll know because we won't be here.
We won't be here. It's so true. It's so true.
All right. Good night, guys. Everybody, go watch the football game. Go Green Bay. We'll see you next time. So they have no idea that we're going to be announcing that. Oh,
Whoa,
jeez.
wait, no, turn it off.
Good night.